Big Goofy number 2. Do we have to start calling you Delulu? Girl, bye. What's up, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are gathered here today to come together as one to talk Love is Blind Season 7, Episode 6, 6 Things I Hate About You. She really had like 10, but we'll keep it cute and say 6. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, thank you to everybody that is subscribed. So far, we hit 27,000 subs last night. So shout out to y'all. If you haven't already, stop typing in Tammy Talks Love is Blind. You can just hit that subscribe button and bing, pang, pow. You would get a notification when I upload a video. Like the video, like the video, like the video. Let's get the likes up, okay? And then, leave your comments down below on episodes 1 through 6. If you know what happens beyond this point, don't leave it down below, okay? We had a real cool chill time last episode. Nobody spoiled. Let's keep the party going, okay? Let's build on the momentum. Now, we got to bring some people to the front. Y'all know how we do over here. Alexis, Tim, Big Goofy number 2. Come on up. Come on up. Autry. Monica, while we're at it, Monica, you can come on up too. Monica, you can come on up to the front. Let's talk, y'all. So it starts off the next morning, and Marissa and Ramsey clearly did the do. Okay, they did the whole, we ain't getting no sleep last night. Okay, tuck your shame in, but okay, let's do it. Let's talk Garrett and Taylor. So they're hanging out on the beach, and he's saying how he would have been scared to approach her out in the wild, in the real world, because he would have thought that she was too good for him. You know, she's what he, feels is a very classy, beautiful woman, and he's just the old country bumpkin of a man. So he would have been a little apprehensive to approach her. She then said, well, in the pods, you reaffirmed the communication level, the communication style that I need, and now I need to see action, because words are just words. It's action that really solidifies what's good. Taylor is negative to me. I feel like every conversation that they have, Garrett, and it could be love bombing on his part, it could be, but Garrett seems to really like her, and every time he does that, and he's like, oh my God, I love you, and this and that, Taylor is just like, yeah, but we got to work on this, that, and the other. And it's like, damn, girl, just enjoy the beach day. Just enjoy it. So she then said that they have a lot to talk about when they get home. And he was like, yeah, we got to, tackle these problems one by one. She's like, problems? We have problems? Didn't you just say y'all had a lot to talk about in Decipher? So yeah, problems. So he's like, well, we both have very demanding, aggressive jobs. And she was like, you think I'm aggressive? He was like, professionally. But hell, I think Taylor is a smidge aggressive, if we're being real. I don't know. Something is off about Taylor. I don't know if Taylor just doesn't like him. And we know on this show, when they connect in the pods, right? They come out and they meet. What happens a lot of times, if one person is not attracted to the other the way that they think that they were going to be physically, they have a tendency to be harsher than intended, and it's because you just don't like the person. We pan back over to Ramsey and Marissa, and they want to take some dance lessons for the wedding. A salsa, a bachata, they said, we gonna do it big. And I said, okay, sure. Ashley and Tyler, still up top for me, okay? I think Ashley is just more reserved. Maybe it's just nerves. But I now think that she does really like him. This episode solidified it for me. So she says that she is just really in love with Tyler. She was saying that in her confessional, even if he wasn't her type, she would have made it work because she just loves everything about him on the inside. She said, but the fact that he is a whole schnack, it helps. So they take like a little cooking class, and he's saying that he's so happy he met her at this point in her life. And she's like, yeah, this is a really, really good point to meet me at. And he's like, this is a good point in my life to meet me at too, because you might meet some people that say that, oh, I'm not that nice. And she's like, there ain't nothing nobody can tell me about you. That is not true. Says you do not know this man. Okay, you do not know him like that. So just shiver yourself. And he would say, well, I feel like the same could be said about you. And she's like, nope, all positive things. Everybody likes me. I know somebody that feels that way and they think that everybody likes them. And it's like, girl, you don't know who is secretly hating on you. Never think that everybody always has all positive things to say about you, because somewhere out there, there is a person that is hating on you, that is jealous of you, that is preying on your downfall. But I'm sure that Ashley does get a majority positive things said about her. So she wants to protect what they have, and she's like, even if my mom, who she says she loves to death, I love my mom to death. But if my mom is, not feeling it, I'm just gonna tell her, I need you to support me, show up, shut up, and just be there for me. So I think that's a good way to think about it. Yeah, you wanna take your parents' advice into consideration, but at the end of the day, this is your relationship, this is your marriage. I love them together, they're cute. Please don't embarrass me next week, y'all, when the other episodes drop. But so far so good with them. They do like the Lady and the Tramp spaghetti with the noodle spaghetti kiss, and it's very cute. Ashley and Tim, remember last episode that Ashley said that she could have a temper? Okay. Keep that in your noggin. So they're out shopping, and they see a hat that had like the evil eye. Y'all know the evil eye symbol. And he picks it up, and she immediately rolls her eyes. And then there's another like straw hat that he wants. And she was like, that is so ugly. Why you want it? He was like, because the brim is straight. It ain't floppy. He likes the hat. She's rolling her eyes. Ashley does not like Tim. She don't like, Lord, why am I calling her Ashley? Alex does not like Tim. She doesn't like him. And I think that she liked him in the pods. And I think that when she saw him, he might not be what she thought he was going to be physically. And she's an example, what I think is happening with Taylor, of just taking it out on him because you're not that physically attracted to him. We don't hear Alex say a lot that he's so fine or he's so handsome or, oh, my man, my man, my man. We don't get that a lot with her. So they're outside. She's eating some corn, some street corn. And he's like, how does it feel to be around me in person? And she was like, I don't like your fashion taste. And he was like, damn, what's wrong with my fashions? She was like, I'm just joking. No, you weren't. You meant that. And if you do not like the way he dresses, you can be honest with him and tell him. And then either he's going to take it in stride, or he's going to be like, okay, like, what do you think I can change? That conversation can go one of two ways. So they're joking around, and he said that he has gray hair. He was like, I just have one. She's like, nope, I have two. I'm going to pull it out. He's checking her. She's like, I don't have no gray hair. He tells her, keep a living. It's just wisdom. And it's like, ain't y'all the same age? So they talk about living together. Alexis is, why do I keep calling her every name but Alex? Oh my God. Alex has never lived with a man before. And so she's saying that she's messy. And she's like, there's a difference between being dirty and being messy. He said that he is relatively neat. So she's like, well, sometimes when I'm getting ready to go out, I will have 5 different outfits out, and then they end up on the floor. And he's like, well, just put them like in a corner. And she's like, well, what about your corner? I only got a corner now. Something about Alex's personality is, She might be a hate it or love it. I'm a hate it or love it type of personality. There are people that absolutely love me and adore me, and Tammy is so funny and cool and chill and witty. And then there are people that can't stand my ass, right? And I think that Alex might just be one of those personalities that's hate it or love it. And right now she's giving a hate it. And I don't know, maybe she's nervous. I'm gonna give her a little more time, but one thing I am very confident in, she don't like this man. She don't like this man. So he then tells her that, he's very sure of her, and she's like, I won't be sure of you until you meet my dad. That's valid. Steven and Monica, they're gonna go get acupuncture, and I said, oh my, like, I want to try it, but it makes me nervous. Like, she stuck a needle in his head. Oh, and I'm not one of those people that's afraid of needles. Needles don't stress me out. I have 5 tattoos. Like, I don't mind getting shots or anything like that. But something about acupuncture, it makes me nervous. So they're doing that. Once it's done, in her confessional, she's like, Stephen is not, she does not think he is the most attractive man to where she wants to jump his bones and rip his clothes off, but she loves him. And I said, oh, okay. That's why you acting like that, Monica. You don't think he's that attractive. Okay, got it. So she said that his acupuncture, the needle in his head, reminds her of all the boners that he gets. She's like, he gets 13 boners a day. Like, on my back, on my leg, on my stomach, on my thigh, on my everything. It's so much. Monica is, I think, very neurotic. She reminds me of Monica from Friends. Very type A, very rigid. I don't think she has a lot of room for grace. And we know how type A personalities are. We see something the way that we want it done, the way that it should be done, and that's all we can zone in on. And I think for her, she likes things to be done a very specific certain way, and I think she wants Steven to behave a very specific certain way, and he's not that. She mentioned, was it last episode, that typically she, judges people based off of the college they went to and what type of job they have and all these different things. And he is a man that has a trade. He's an electrician, which is a good trade to have. People always need electricians. You always need an electrician. So I think Steven is not what she thought he would look like physically. And I think Monica is struggling with that. So she tells him that she was nervous about getting the ick. And she said it's not because of your look, but she said that when girls get the ick, it's very hard to come back from that. Steven said he loves being around her in her truest form. He said no makeup, hair tie, chilling with no makeup on. And then he said with your black girl headband. What's a black girl headband, Steven? Steven, what's a black girl headband? Can she tie her hair up at night? I'm gonna let you slide. I'm gonna let you slide. I'm gonna let you slide. So we get to the meetup. And this is where the action typically starts. This is where the action typically starts for Love is Blind. This is when we get to what we need to get to, because now the couples are mingling, people's slips are starting to hang, people are getting more relaxed with their partners, and this is when the show picks up. I just hate that it took us to get to episode 6 to get there. Episode 6? But okay. So, Monica said Nick had big dick energy in the pods, and he better be foreign, okay? Foreign, F-O-I-N-E. And when she sees him, she was like, he's cute. They thought Nick was gonna come in giving zaddy, and he wasn't, okay? Hannah and Nick are talking, and, everybody has talking about how they've had sex, whatever the case. Now, except for Garrett and Taylor? Is it Garrett and Taylor haven't had sex yet? But they are saying how everybody has done it, And Hannah's like, the girls are all just talking about sex. And Nick is like, well, we've done it 3 times, right? Whispering in her ear. And then she's like, no, we haven't. And I'm like, have y'all fucked or not? What is going on? Because Nick, you were the one that didn't want to talk about what y'all have been doing. So why would you say that now? And then Hannah denies it. And then later they admit it? What is going on? So Hannah tells Marissa Nick doesn't want to talk about sex with the producers, and I guess she feels a way about that. Like she wants to brag that she getting some. Girl, act like you don't have some sex before, big goofy number two. Act like you don't have some sex before, sis. So she's like, but we have had sex. We've had sex twice. She then tells Marissa about the duck situation. So this is when you became Big Goofy 2.0, merging into Delulu, because now you lying, Hannah. Now, we're like, low-key, we're on your side, right? Nick should have checked that girl. He shouldn't have let that lady tell you or say that you were jealous, for sure, but you're gassing it now. So Delulu is like, so there were these ducks over here, and we were having this like really intimate moment. Y'all were talking. Y'all were not having an intimate moment, but we were having this really intimate moment. And then Nick sees these ducks, and I tell him it's gonna give me the biggest ick. Oh my god! But he goes over, he gets on the ducks, and then when he's over there, this lady comes over out of nowhere and rides the ducks with him and calls me a little jealous ass, weak ass, punk ass, hoe ass bitch. I said, Delulu, that is not what happened. That is not what happened. I'm sorry, sis. That is not what happened. You could have told the story as is, as it honestly and truly happened, and Marissa would have been on your side because I was on your side and I don't like you. Okay? I was on your side. I feel like a lot of people were on your side. Nick shouldn't have gone over there. Well, there's nothing wrong with Nick riding the ducks. The issue is that Nick didn't say anything to that woman for calling you jealous. He laughed. But for you to make it seem as if that lady was trashing you and they were over there laughing and kikiing about it, that's a lie. Delulu then goes on to say that she wears the pants in their relationship and he is so in love with her. Girl, get the fuck. Let's go to the next scene. So the guys were all having a contest to one up each other. Well, my girl told me that, she just randomly said, I love you at dinner, and I loved it. When we were in bed, okay, though, Monica woke up and was like, I love you. But Taylor, so we was on the beach, and Taylor was like, I love you. I see, y'all are so, men love to have just a put the dick on the table contest. Oh my God. Y'all are all in love. Why is it a competition? So we then see Ashley saying that she would get married to Taylor today if she could. So Ashley, Alex, and I want to say Taylor? Could be Taylor. They were all sitting around talking about, are you guys going to get married? How's it going? Alex said that things are going good and they're going to get married. And I said, are y'all Alex? Because I don't know, sis. Meanwhile, that's when Ashley was like, I would do it today. Bring the priest out today, says, let me sign the paperwork today. She feels that things are going so good with Tyler and that she doesn't think he's going to mess it up at all. They were not featured very heavily in the trailer for the second grouping, so hopefully, fingers crossed. They are the shining couple for me, at least this season. We then see Nick telling the guys about the duck situation. He calls them ponies for some reason. That blew me. But Nick calls them why he think they ponies? Nick said that the lady that came on over was 60, but she was bad. I said, oh, was she? Okay, sure. He then said that when they got back to the room, Delulu wrote down all these things. There was like a list of things that she didn't like about him. I hate the way you talk. I hate the way that you dress. She had her Kendrick Euphoria moment on him. Wrote it down very passive aggressively, if I might add. I don't think that's cool to do. right? Don't write down a list of shit that you don't like about me, girl, because I can make a list too. We can all make a list. Let me, we can all put something on the sticky and make a list. That is childish, Delulu. That is childish. And the list was like too into his feelings. Mature with a question mark. Hurt me. Self-confidence versus cocky. And I'm like, girl, are you talking about yourself? You came with fucking overalls on over your swimsuit with one strap down. You looked a mess. Your hair is stringy. Your hair is still not combed. Talking about we going to a beach party, girl. Come dressed to impress. Why did you have that on? So a bunch of just a bunch of different things about the situation, how she felt in that moment. Nick is wondering, along with me and other guys, why she didn't just have a conversation with him about it. Garrett said, nah, these are things that she's been feeling and thinking already because this situation is not going to bring out all of this type of emotion. The way Hannah should have handled this is when Nick came back over, she should have told him, that's cool. Why you let that lady say I was jealous? In a conversation, a mature, calm, rational conversation could have happened in that moment. Again, Nick was wrong. Let me reiterate that before somebody comes in. You're male identified. Let me back up the bus, okay? Nick was wrong in that situation. Nick should have told her, the lady, she's not jealous. Don't do that. He should have done that. Nick should have came back and apologized for that. But if you felt all these different things, your feelings were so hurt about that, you should have addressed it instead of putting it down on a piece of paper trying to roast him when you would have had a shit fit if he would have did it to you. So we see Hannah and Nick, they're over to the side talking, and she was like, I've missed you so much. I was with him. Did you? Like, Delulu, what's wrong? What's wrong, Delulu? What's wrong, sis? Come on now. So Delulu was like, all the girls are talking about their sexcapades. That's all they're talking about. And I don't think that is all the ladies were talking about. Maybe we're not privy to the conversation, but I don't think that's what everybody was talking about. So he tells her that it's okay to say they had sex. He was like, she was like, because we've had sex 2 times. And then he was like, no, we haven't. Have y'all really fucked or not? Because I don't know. I feel like y'all lying about having sex, to be real. To be real. So the girls start to grill the guys all one by one. They love Steven. Nick didn't really, I don't know, Nick's grilling was odd. Tyler loves the way that Ashley makes him feel safe. Ramses loves the way that Marissa holds his vulnerability. He wants to just swim in her. I said, oh. Shout out Pleasure P. Can we go deep? Okay. And then Tim said that he loves that Alexis isn't scared because when he talk his shit, she's going to talk her shit. They're toxic. Tim and Alex are going to be toxic because he wants a woman. Remember, he said he got that dog in him. He wants a woman that is going to bite back when he bites, that's going to bark back when he barks. She has a temper, but he's clearly a runner because the first time or the first thing that he feels is disrespectful, and disrespect is subjective. But the first sight of what he feels is disrespect, he said that he's done with. I don't know. What would your sister do? How would your sister handle it, Tim? So then we have Nick and Delulu. They're standing to the side, and he tells her that I saw your list, okay? I saw your euphoria list. I saw your 10 bullet points, and I thought that you were gonna, I thought we were gonna end up breaking up. I thought you were gonna leave. She was like, do you understand my viewpoint? And he was like, yeah, do you understand mine? She completely kind of talks over him, was like, yeah, I get yours, but do you get mine? At this point, they're on opposite ends, right? Nick doesn't think it was a big deal. Nick thinks that she's blowing this out of proportion. He is not acknowledging that her feelings were hurt. Hannah can only see that her feelings were hurt. And I personally do think that she is blowing it up a little bit more than it needs to be. Address the shit with him and move forward. But Hannah, you made it a bigger thing by you coming back and writing out a hate list when you should have addressed it with him in the moment. You always say how you this bitch and you that girl and you this and you wear the pants in the relationship. Then you should have been able to talk to this man as the adult that you claim to be about how you felt disrespected in that moment. If you would have just said, Nick, I felt disrespected by you letting that lady call me jealous, this could have been squashed. So Hannah is like, I see the world in you. I see the world in you. Nick is saying it's not that big of a deal. Hannah is saying that he is saying that he hates that she took a small moment and felt like he was disrespecting her. She hates that he took a small moment and is disrespecting her. Delulu then said, but you know what? We're open and honest, and that's what I love about us. I said, open and honest where? You're writing secret hate lists. You're writing secret hate lists. So, oh my God, Delulu stresses me out. So, okay, now, correct me if I'm wrong. I could have heard wrong. Did Delulu say that she likes that she can be mean around him? Because that's what the subtitles put on the screen. I rewinded it 2 or 3 times, and that's what I heard. Is that right? She likes that she can be mean around him? So she then goes on to say that you were always on my mind. It's always you, boo. It's all about you. I said, is it? Is it? I was with Nick. Nick said, what was the last thing on the list? And she was like, Delulu. I hollered when she was like, Delulu. He was like, so you think I'm delusional? And she couldn't do anything but stand there and sip out of her gold goblet. And I said, girl, you look a fool. You look a fool. So then Ramses and Marissa, they get back to the room. And y'all know we always get this scene that after the meetup, there's always one couple that likes to run down. We're totally getting married, right? We're totally getting married. But Ashley and Tyler totally getting married too. I can see maybe Steven and Monica, maybe 80%, Tim and, 75%. I just don't know. Oh my God, I just don't know. That couple is always the couple that ends up with the biggest problems. Because y'all so busy being in everybody else's mix. Y'all so busy judging everybody else instead of sweeping in front of your own door. I saw the trailer. We saw the trailer for the show. Wasn't that Marissa and Ramsey that was having some issues? Okay, let's carry on. Steven and Monica. Monica, this is right. You're upfront, babe. Okay? So, Steven said that it's nice to see all the girls being super supportive. Okay? And he loved that he could now reaffirm to her that he has always been all in on her because the guys were like, validating that. So he goes on to say he loves how she's always 5 steps ahead. And while he is a person that's very deep rooted in the moment. So he's talking, he's going on and on about, you're talking about, selling my place or renting it out. And he is talking a lot, okay? Monica is like, oh my God, I love you, but enough. I can't even get a word in. Here's my issue with this. Was Steven talking a lot? Yes. But Monica, you don't know how to double dutch into a conversation. I felt like Monica was so rude because she was like, I love you, but I can't get a word in. This is my issue with you. Did you not notice that with him in the pod? Steven likes to talk. He likes to talk. He's a chatty Charlie. He can't do nothing about that. Chatty Matty. He's a chatty Matty, right? He can't do anything about this. Some people like to talk. I love to talk, right? It is very easy for me to do that in a conversation, right? Sometimes you're just not aware of how the other person is feeling. But the way that she like kind of ran down on him and got mad and was like, seriously, it's ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I can't take it. So then he was like, I'm sorry, I'm doing it. He's quiet. He's quiet. Say what you want to say, but then you use that silence to continue to chastise him. Or for you to be like, I wanted to talk about Alex and Tim. So you wanted to be messy as opposed to talking about your relationship? So then it's quiet and they're just staring at each other. And I'm like, well, girl, spit it out. What did you notice? You want to talk about it so damn bad? Talk. So she was like, it was just weird energy with them. I said, oh, Monica, bitch, girl, no. I thought you had some real shit to get into. You did all this. I don't like the way she treats Steven. I don't. So then they go to the bathroom to get ready for bed. And she's like, can you get my slippers? And I'm like, I don't. They should have gave us Brittany and Lio. That's who we wanted, Brittany and Lio. Because Steven and Monica, I don't like her. I don't like Monica. Monica's mean. Monica's mean. She's very judgy boots. Back over in Delulu's room, her and Nick, she goes and gets the damn list out the trash. She was picking up water bottles. So apparently she tried to hide the list in the bottom of the garbage. And Delulu said that Nick was giggling and touching all over the woman that was talking shit about her. And again, that is not true. That's not true, Delulu, and you know it's not. So she said that she has concerns for their relationship. And he was like, you're not the only one that's delusional. Sips his water and walks away. Her little feelings were hurt. And that's what kills me. So her feelings are hurt, right? She gets all red in the face. Girl, you called him delusional. You wrote down all these things about him. He tells you he's not the only one delusional, basically calling you Delulu after you called him Delulu and you look like you want to cry. Oh, Hannah. That's why I said you can't even be Big Goofy 2.0. Like, Big Goofy made us laugh at least a little bit. Big Goofy had us laugh. You know, she was uncomfy a lot. We can't even laugh at you because, like, you are really... Did y'all watch the trailer for the next grouping, the next 4 episodes? She tells him, I took you from a boy to a man. Delusional. Big Delulu energy. That's what you are. So Alex and Tim. So Alex is sitting there drinking her coffee, and there's a knock on the door, and you could tell by the music some shit done happened. I said, oh, I hope he didn't go upside her head or something. So the knock on the door is him, and I'm thinking, not you knocking on the door. Okay, something happened. Y'all stayed separately the night before. We don't clearly get a gist of what's happening. I'm going to paraphrase this entire situation. Apparently, she started to feel homesick to some capacity. She just wanted to go home. She got quiet, wasn't really in the mood to talk. He kept asking her what was wrong. This is what I'm gathering. He was asking her what was wrong. She couldn't quite articulate it. She didn't want to talk. He kept asking. She got upset about that. At some point, she covered his mouth. No, we don't do that. I don't believe in doing that to anybody, not a child, and especially not an adult. She covers his mouth. He gets upset about that. Seems like they exchanged some words. She said that he was insecure. His insecurities were showing because he thought that her mood, whatever she was going through, was about him. So he felt that he was just trying to figure out what was wrong. He wanted space. She then didn't want to give him space. They have differing views on disrespect because he was saying that he was not being disrespectful. She took it as disrespect. She then apologizes and said, look, I will try to do better at communicating when I need to be left alone. Tim's eyes are over here. Tim is over it. Tim is over it, y'all. Tim is so detached. He told her that you crossed the line. And she was like, I thought that you were gone forever. With the way that you were packing and throwing your stuff in the bag, I thought we were done, right? He was like, look, I came in here with every intention on this being our last conversation ever. And I'm like, damn, so none of this is on camera? Because, like, it's hard to really assess what happened when we didn't see it. Now, neither one of them is denying what the other is saying. They're both being very like, yep, that is what happened. Yes, I said this. Apparently, she called him out his name. He doesn't take lightly to people calling him out his name or attacking his character. He said he now has to try to get back to a space where he can see her as a wife and the mother of his children. And I'm like, damn, what happened? He doesn't know where this leaves them. She wants him to move closer. He doesn't want to. So she moves closer. She's like trying to play with his fingers. She's trying to loosen him up. She's trying to soften herself up for him. He's not going. He's not looking at her. He was looking in the camera at us, which was kind of but he's not looking at her. He's not making eye contact. It is wild. What happened? Did you mush him, sis? Like, what happened? So she then asks if he wants to keep sleeping in separate rooms, and he can't answer that right now. He can't answer that right now. So she then tells him she wants him to come back to the room, and she apologizes and she loves him, and she like moves his arm around her to like kind of hold her. He doesn't like do a up and down or anything. He doesn't hug her with the other arm. He is just completely detached. This. So she tells him, I love you, and he doesn't say it back. They are a toxic couple. And I don't know if Alexis, I keep calling her Alexis, y'all. I'm sorry. I have Alex written down. I don't know if Alex likes that toxic masculinity, but she has been picking with him, right? One, he's trauma dumping on her a lot, but she has been picking with him too. Everything that he does, she rolls her eyes. She doesn't like. I still don't think she really likes him. But she also said, was it last episode, that when he said it takes a lot to get me to that point, she also was like, well, so I got to see what I have to do to get you there. And he was like, no. And remember, I told y'all, when somebody says it takes a lot to get them to that point, wanting to like get them there that's not what you should want to do. Why would you want to push somebody's buttons? Why do you want to get somebody to the point where they're going off? Why do you want to see how far it takes to push somebody over the line? I don't get that. I never thought that Alex liked him in the pods. I'm surprised they got engaged. And here we are now. I hate that we didn't see what happened, not to see them argue, but to like really assess what was going on. Like, how was she acting that he felt that it was about her? She got suddenly homesick, valid. You ain't been home in a while. You haven't talked to your family, your friends in a while. He took that as she didn't want to be around him or something. Like, we don't have enough context. But let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Let me know what you guys thought about episodes 1 through 6 so far. Shout out to those of you that have subscribed. Again, stop typing in Tammy Talks Love is Blind. Go on and subscribe. Thumbs up the video. And then I'll be back next week so we can talk about the next 4 episodes. Peace.